com. We got all our series information, our schedules, our stats for every team, series, and league leaders on our website. You can go to our website, click on simulation, click on NBA or NHL. We're doing the NHL playoffs, so we're currently in the Stanley Cup Finals. But for the NBA, we are in round one, night 7. Game 4 is tonight, starting off with Boston versus Philly. Check it out, everybody. We're doing these games live every night, except for tomorrow. We're taking tomorrow off. I've got to go to work. But Joel Embiid's 76ers versus the Celtics. This series is 2-1 for Philly. They can go up 3-1 on Boston if they win this game tonight. Coming up after this, we have all game 4s tonight. After this, Miami at Indiana. Then we have Denver at Houston, and the last game of the night, Utah at OKC. Again, remember, you can go to our website and check out all the stats for all the games. All right, let's get to this game. Embiid's 76ers versus the Celtics up next. Game 1 of the night. Again, remember, we start at 7 p.m. Eastern every night. 4 p.m. Pacific. This game's first. Philadelphia is leading 2-1 in this series. Game 4 next. Enjoy it, folks.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Checking out the 76ers, Game 3, a win on their home court. They'll look to do it again tonight, and no question, these home fans are fired up. Incredible opportunity for him, Shaq. Chance to go up 3-1. Few people predicted this.
This is why you play the game, Ernie. Kenny knows this. He has 2 rings. I have 4. All 3 of us, we have 6 rings. This is a anything can happen league.
They play with that underdog intensity. You know, we got a guy that works for us.
Underdog.
Underdog.
He plays with intensity.
No, I'm not talking about that kind of underdog intensity. I'm talking about that get-in-your-face intensity. Don't change a thing, guys.
Well, let's go out to Kevin Harlan. They're getting ready for the opening tip.
That's beautiful. A view of the stunning and historic City Hall. Welcome, everyone, to our broadcast here in Philadelphia. It's Game 4 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Glad you could join us today. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game but gets to hear my voice. When he hears my voice just yelling at him, now he gets to hear me break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes it. Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
Well, the maturity and poise of a young Jason Tatum has often been talked about. Maybe that's because his parents prepared him for the NBA from an early age in St. Louis. They had pretend press conferences using a hairbrush as the microphone. As you can say, he's been groomed for this, and it's paying off. Guys?
Yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. And Bill, do you see the comparison that many people say between Ben Simmons and Magic Johnson?
I see one piece of it. He reminds me of Magic, that he can get a rebound, his head's up immediately. He can either whip the ball 60 feet down to somebody who's open, or he can just go down and run the fast break, but nobody else has to touch the ball. And I think the list of guys who can get a rebound in traffic, go 90 feet, make the right decision, and get the ball to the right person, it's not a long list. You're talking like less than 10 guys ever. And I think that's what, when they say Ben Simmons and Magic Johnson, that's what really reminds them of Magic Johnson. I'm just here to remind people that Magic Johnson was one of the 5 best players of all time, and it's kind of dumb to really compare anyone to Magic Johnson. We're never going to see that again. But I think Ben has little pieces of it.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Doc Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. And it's Tice in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. Hayward, right side, and off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. And standing over 7 feet, weighing over 250 pounds, it's hard for Embiid to avoid those injuries that plague so many big men, but he in particular seems brittle.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that all the seasons he missed was probably a red flag for that front. It's going to come down to conditioning and us reading a story in August one summer where it's like Joel Embiid has completely changed his body and stopped drinking milkshakes and stopped having 4 meals a day and all this stuff. He actually, I think, is underrated as a great player because if you look at the rim protection stats for him, he is as dominant defensively as he is offensively when he has it going. And he can affect the game even if he's carrying a lot of weight and he's not playing that well. I would love to see him in shape.
He hits the second from the line.
Tell you what, fellas, I mean, an outstanding stretch forward. Harris has been awesome at adding pieces to his game over time, specifically that three-point shot.
Busted. No good that time either. And so Simmons will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Came out on top in their last match on Wednesday.
And it says a lot about you that even when you're not at your best, they definitely were still in that game and able to win comfortably.
Greg, they were better than the box score might indicate because they were solid in execution, more so than the stats would show.
Tatum passes to Tice. Back to Tatum. Here's Walker. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And Bill, of the championships you've watched the Celtics win, do you have a favorite?
I do, actually. 1984, came back against the Lakers in the Kevin McHale clothesline game. Brought them back to the Garden for Game 5. It was so hot Kareem had to wear the oxygen mask. And then finished them off in Game 7.
Rambis was the recipient of that clothesline.
He was.
Yes.
And he deserved it. It's not like he didn't deserve it. But the Celtics were just tougher that year. And I try to forget that the next year they came back and beat the Celtics.
I think you got to play up tight on Walker. Even though he's got great quickness, he's excellent at using any space you give him to pull up for the jumper.
Now here is Harris. There's the pass to Horford. 5 to shoot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
You know, he was the 3rd pick in the 2007 NBA draft, guys. Horford won 2 college championships at Florida back-to-back before entering the league.
The 76ers have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And Bill, over a quarter of today's NBA players were born in a country other than the United States. The talent is that broad all over the globe.
And Giannis was born on another planet. We don't know what planet
he is
was.
Otherworldly.
Wasn't Earth. I think he just got dropped from some satellite.
Oh.
Yeah, this all starts with.
I love it too, don't you? I love the fact
do.
we've got players from Latvia and Greece and all over.
What's cool about it is they all kind of have distinct identities and quirks, and one of the things that makes somebody like Doncic so much fun to watch is he's not like anybody else. Like, he's close to James Harden, but he's also that step back 3 that he was taking that he's been making his whole life. Other than Harden, nobody was even really shooting it that way, you know. And I think there's an unselfishness with the European guys that is really useful for the way the American style.
100% agree.
They really, guys move without the ball, give and go, and it's not just like clear out, I'm up.
Yeah. Harris dishes to Simmons, stolen by Walker. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Walker can be a slick, sneaky defender. A lot of his steals result in instant offense.
And Simmons kicks to Richardson. Harris against Hayward. Second shot opportunity. That one misses. And it's Boston the other way. Brown the pass to Tatum. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Timeout.
Tatum's got his second bucket of the night. As Tobias Harris expands his shooting range, Bill, the demand for his services continues to grow. But he's moved around the league a lot here. I mean, he's seen a lot of different addresses so far.
Yeah, and that's a red flag. You know, I think when somebody's been on 5 teams and keeps getting traded, he's good enough that other teams keep trading for him, and then he's also not quite good enough that teams are okay if he leaves. And that's a dangerous place to be as an NBA player. You end up 20 years from now, you look at his basketball reference page, and you're like, wait, that guy was on 9 teams? What happened? So I would like to see him eventually find the right team. I thought Denver would have been a really good fit for him as a free agent with the way he can play off the ball and the way he plays on pick and rolls and stuff, like to put him with Jokic and a team that kind of understands what he is. I didn't like seeing him on Philly last year. I thought, they basically turned him into somebody who just stood in the corner and rebounded. I think he's a better player than that.
Trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
So both teams making some changes here. And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go into the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the real team.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services. Just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
Now, here's Cantor. Pass to Smart. Harris against Tatum. Clock at 4. Kicks to Cantor. Here's Smart. No good from outside. The 76ers lead. Here's Milton. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Smart. In the corner. Tatum with it. Pass to Wanamaker. Burks with the steal. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Korkmaz checked in for the 76ers. And so he makes both from the line.
Man, they are just living at the line.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job of attacking offensively and forcing the issue.
Inside to end the run, and Williams lays it in.
Still a raw talent, but Williams does have a reliable inside game that continues to get better.
Bounce pass from Burks. O'Quinn, the pass to Korkmaz. Burks in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Sinks the triple. Burks has got 7.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to like express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And we welcome you back to Game 4 on 2K Sports. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for Philadelphia.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the 76ers, Korkmaz is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's Alec Burks, and it's Thibault in at the 2.
And pro move there, finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
Now here's Tatum. Count that one. 6 points for him.
And Tatum used to getting hit while he's shooting. I mean, he absorbs it like you would expect the pro to, and powers right through that contact.
Bill, you wear so many hats, writing, producing, performing. You're running the Ringer, which is highly successful. What role satisfies you the most?
I would say working with young people and trying to help them get better. I think that's the coolest thing you can do, especially if you feel like you've done some good stuff and accomplished some things and realized some dreams. Like, the next thing to do is just to, can you help other people get to where they should go?
Well, a lot of this wasn't around when you and I were growing up. So
No.
what were your dreams?
My dream initially was just to write a sports column that people read. That's what I wanted forever, yeah. And then the most satisfying thing is just not knowing what's next, but taking chances and hoping things are going to be fun and work out. You have to have a good team around you, and you have to have like 6 or 7 awesome people that you completely trust who can help you do stuff, because it's impossible to do everything yourself, especially if you're trying to increase the scale of what you're doing. And I think that even works for an NBA organization. You know, it's not like one person running everything. I would say putting a good team around you is the most important thing.
The Celtics making a switch here. Daniel Tice is checked in for Cantor. Hayward comes in for Tatum. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Smart. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. There's Walker after Ben Simmons' bucket. Walker finds Brown. Three-pointer, Hayward. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Bill, if you were building a franchise from scratch, which one current player would you begin with or build around?
Probably Giannis, because he's
Still
turning
young
25 this year. I still feel like the ceiling of what he's going to do is go up as he becomes more of a shot maker. He's really durable, which I think is underrated. Like, he's just built to play basketball. There's certain guys like that. I think Kevin Garnett was like that. Tim Duncan was like that. Just guys who you just know are going to be around for 17, 18 years. The way I like to watch the running styles, and the game just comes so easy to him. He's so athletic and really cares and is really competitive and just wants to do this and win at basketball. That's how I feel.
Here's Poirier. 76ers getting the bucket. Brown outside. Tice kicks to Hayward. Outside, Walker to the middle. Here's Tice. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Tobias Harris is checked in for Korkmaz. Williams, he's checked in for Boston. On defense, the Celtics. Only given up 6 here in this quarter. Richardson against Brown. That one falls. And the 76ers lead by 6.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Now, here's Tice, guarded by Horford. Brown outside. No good on the triple. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the 76ers. Outside, Simmons. To the paint. Kicks it out to Richardson. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And now it's an 8-point Philadelphia lead.
Boy, that long reach of Embiid's paying dividends there, guys. An absolute machine on the offensive glass.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. The 76ers leading by 8. And Simmons kicks to Harris. 1:31 left in the second quarter. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Tipped away. Philadelphia with the ball. Outside, Simmons. Here's Embiid. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Bill, we so appreciate you stopping by, spending some time with us. Always feels like there's so much more to talk about, which means we got to get you back here, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
Ennis Cantor's checked in for Boston. Smart comes in for Gordon Hayward. Walker the pass to Brown. Outside, Walker gets the three-pointer to fall. Walker's got 10 points in the game.
I think you've always got to have a hand up on Walker. Very capable at knocking down the three ball.
Burks on the wing. And there's the pass to Embiid. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Shake Milton comes in for Simmons. Tatum, he's checked in for the Celtics. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Kemba Walker.
The big man is so skilled and has such an infectious personality. Joel Embiid is hard not to love. I mean, he just oozes that kind of attraction. And his potential, unlimited.
Now, here's Tatum. He has 6. Back to Smart. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Burks' shot is good.
You know, for a big guy, Joel Embiid's floor awareness is pretty impressive. He does a pretty good job of finding open guys.
Wanamaker, and so it's Philadelphia looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
Did we play? I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. That's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
Good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. We're reporting to you live here in this sold-out arena. Ernie Johnson, Kenyon Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. Checking out the 76ers with a chance to take a commanding 3-1 lead in this series. They've got their foot firmly on the gas pedal tonight. A sensational first-half performance for them. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
You know what, Ernie, I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
They're not getting to the line or putting enough pressure on the defense. They have to be much more aggressive pushing the basketball, going hard to the rack. Because if you want the ref to make a call, put them in a position to make a judgment call. If you're not creating opportunities for contact, you have no chance of picking up points at the line.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
NBA playoffs, round one. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action on the court. It's been one outstanding game so far from Alec Burks.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
And we're with you again as our round one coverage continues. Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Brown and Hayward, they're the wings. Tatum out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at point guard. Embiid, no good. Celtics trail by 13. Tatum finds Walker. Hayward outside. Over Richardson. The shot's good from Gordon Hayward. Hayward's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Celtics. Simmons passes to Harris. Pass to Embiid. It's Richardson on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Just 4 to shoot. From deep three-point range, and Tatum pulls it down.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Harris inside, defended by Tice. And Embiid gets it to go.
Well, you know, there's only so much you can do against Embiid, guys. I mean, he's such a terrifically skilled offensive player with great size. I mean, he plays pretty much through any kind of contact.
Now, here's Walker. 10 points for him. And it's blocked by Brown. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And Philadelphia making a change here. Korkmaz is checked in. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Here's Simmons, banked in off the glass. Simmons got his second basket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Hayward. He has 5. Tice finds Walker. Nice ball movement by Boston. 5 on the clock. Here's Hayward. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Here's Korkmaz. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Yep, that one goes.
No wasted motion with Harris. He's so smooth and polished as a scorer. He gets those catch-and-shoot jumpers off nicely.
Now, here's Walker. 10 points for him. And here is Simmons. Left side, Harris. He kicks to Embiid. Pass to Simmons. From downtown. Rebound, Kemba Walker.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Boy, he's doing everything he can. At this point, the rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And Philadelphia calls time here.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Passes it to Thibault. Back to Burks. Harris trying to get free.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Celtics shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for Embiid. He's checked in for the 76ers. And so he hits both.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
And so it's Burks bringing it up now for Philadelphia. Here's Thibault, guarded by Smart. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
The first free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. Celtics trail by 17. Now the pass to Cantor. Down low. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And some of what Smart gives his team doesn't always show up in the stat sheets, but he makes plays that help you win.
Boston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And he makes the first but misses the second. To the inside. And Boston with the rebound. Pass to Wanamaker. Wants to get it to Smart and does. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
For a guy who's still working on his range, love to see Smart attacking on the interior.
Burks looking around. Harris outside. Over Williams. Another miss by Philadelphia. Celtics trail by 14. Here's Wanamaker. Now the dish to Cantor. Outside Williams. Pass to Wanamaker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Cantor. And he banks in the layup. Cantor's got his second basket of the night.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
Thibault, the pass to Harris. Here's Thibault, guarded by Smart. Passes it to Milton. Here's Embiid. Sinks that one from the post. Embiid's got 11 points.
Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
Cantor with it. Back to Wanamaker. Shot from the top of the key. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got 11 rebounds in the game. Milton's shot is good. Milton's got his second basket.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Wanamaker the pass to Cantor. Three-pointer. Hayward. He made it.
He got it. Big time.
Wow. Ringing the bell. That's the way to close the quarter.
Talk about lifting up a team and energizing them at the end of a quarter. A 3 at the buzzer, that'll do it.
And so it's Philadelphia looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We've got more in store for you right after this. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
And we're happy to have you back for more playoff basketball here in round one. Harrison and Embiid together in the middle. Richardson is out there with Alec Burks. And it's Thibault in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And they call an illegal screen here.
Trying to come back, Kevin, and you can't afford too many mistakes. His 4th turnover hampering their efforts.
Al Horford, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Now Burks. It's Richardson on the wing. Back to Burks. Now here's Horford. Thibault, the pass to Horford. 4 on the clock. Walker against Burks. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. To the paint. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. Korkmaz checked in for the 76ers. Simmons comes in for Burks. And a change for the Celtics. Brown's checked in. And he can't hit the second.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. And here is Simmons. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Horford. Embiid trying to break loose. Horford, no luck. Celtics trail by 13. And here's Brown outside. Buries it from three-point range. Brown's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Embiid, the pass to Richardson. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
And, you know, that's exactly what you want from your point guard. Get the ball to the open guy on time and on target.
Simmons looking around. The pass to Richardson. That shot missing, and it's Boston the other way.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Any lull in the action so far has been short-lived because there have been nothing but buckets in this one.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
The 76ers making a change here. Harris is checked in. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brett Brown said to his team. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said, this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. And see if they were listening, guys.
And the 3 ball is good.
Hey, this big fella, Joel Embiid, you've got to guard him out at the three-point line. This guy has a nice stroke. You cannot sleep on him out there.
Now, here's Tice. Outside, Walker. Pass to Tatum. From the line. It's hauled in by Harris.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Pass to Richardson. Outside, Simmons. Lets a floater go. Rebound, Boston.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
Smart against Horford. Smart kicks to Tatum. Pulls up on the wing, and there are the Celtics with another basket. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Passes it to Richardson. Looking to get it going, and he lays it up and in.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of.
That's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for Boston.
Timeout.
They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 9. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Let's now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And Greg, to play like he has under the most intense circumstances here in the playoffs makes it all the more remarkable. Now, here's Walker. That shot off the mark. Good D by Embiid. Outside, Simmons. Stolen by Walker. Down low, here's Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
It's not a problem at all for Tatum to punch it down. Length and athleticism makes the flush an easy shot.
Here's Embiid. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And Embiid, no good on that one. Celtics trail by 9. Hayward finds Tatum. Walker with it. Outguarded by Simmons. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Boy, he keeps constant pressure on the defense. That is for sure. Walker gets to the foul line quite a bit. Shoot 2.
The first one, and that brings them within 8.
And you know, the pure combination of speed and confidence makes Walker a great talent. He feels like he can go toe-to-toe against anybody and never backs up.
And so Walker nails both of them. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Simmons. Up and in on the layup.
Boy, he's a real bully inside. I mean, you forget sometimes that Simmons is 6'9", 6'10", with nice touch. It's a nice combination near the basket.
Now, here's Walker. Outside, Smart. Over Richardson. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
Offensive rebound. Horford. Stolen by Smart. They're running. Walker with a clean look. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
There isn't anybody they trust more than Walker down the stretch. He's made so many big shots over the course of his career. Add another one to the list.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Philadelphia, Josh Richardson. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Joel Embiid. Scott comes in for Al Horford. Robinson's checked in for Harris. And Raul Neto is subbed in for Ben Simmons. And so both free throws are good. And it's an 8-point game. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official. It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and that's an intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Philadelphia, Raul Neto. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They trail by 8. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
You know what? I'm sure crazier things have happened, or maybe not. It's a long shot, though.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. Wanamaker misses.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Here's Embiid. So Philadelphia wins it, and now they're sitting on a commanding 3-1 lead. They've grabbed this series by the throat, Greg.
And Kevin, I don't think they're going to let it go. You can see the determination they had tonight. They don't want to drag this series out. They want to get this thing over with.
And that about wraps it up for this broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference quarterfinals. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.
Joel Embiid with a solid game there for the 76ers, and they handedly won game 4 there against the Celtics, and they're up 3-1 in this series. They're putting the Celtics on the rope, but they're going back to Boston. That game will be on Friday night. We're taking tomorrow off. No games tomorrow. So Friday night, game 5. Will Philadelphia be able to close it out on Friday night? 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Don't miss out. JablamSports.com, our website, or on our Twitch. You can check that out. All right, coming up next are the Pacers at Miami, and then the later games, Houston at Denver and Utah at OKC. All game 4s tonight. That's coming up next. Remember, go to our website, JablamSports.com, for all your stats, series information, league leaders, and, of course, our schedule. You can check us all over social media. We're on YouTube now, as well as our Instagram, Facebook, and our Reddit page, Jablam's